All right, we are here gathered, united, at Hero Square to address this expat tax community enhancement fee proposal. And our aim basically today is to give a voice to those who were not able to voice their minds on Wednesday night.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shara Parson, and I am the young lady that the Premier Bush supposedly called the little girl at Wednesday night's meeting. During the meeting, Mr. Premier gave his speech, and then time came for us to ask our questions. I went up and I made a statement, and then I asked a question. I guess he felt he was backed into a corner and he couldn't answer my question. So he said to me, "Little girl, would you please give the mic to someone else?" So I did not do as he asked right away. I held the mic down and I stood firm because as a young Caymanian, I believe in standing up for my rights, which is what I did when I stood firm and held the mic down. I gave him time to compose himself, apologize, and answer my question. The question I asked was, how does he think Cayman can sustain itself based on a comment he made while he was explaining our finances? Because he made a comment, we should come out from under the UK. I said to him, we are not like Jamaica where they have bauxite and sugar cane. Well, Mr. Premier, I am going to make suggestions on how you could have answered my question. You could have suggested tourism and banking. And my next question would have been to you, how long could that have helped to sustain Cayman? My other statement to Mr. Premier was, if taxation was implemented in Cayman, would he not realize the government would have had to implement an IRS system to show how the 10% tax would have been collected from the expats? And I also said if the expats were taxed, us as Caymanians would then be taxed as well. A lot of his followers and etc. were upset and started making their slurs and comments. I am a Caymanian, I love my country, and I am going to stand up for my rights, and I am going to continue doing so. And I refuse to be bullied by the Premier or anyone else. And I just want to be that stated. And I'm also going to say to the Premier that you should learn that as a leader of this country, you need to know how to speak to people. I am a human being, and I want to be treated as one. There are human rights, and it has to be followed. I also heard you make a comment that the governor needs to sun his buns. That should not have been said, Mr. Premier, because the governor has been sent here by the Queen to govern the Cayman Islands. And if he sees something being done wrong, he have a right to step in and say something. You need to remember the Bible says in Proverbs verse 15:1 in regards to anger, that a soft anger turneth away strife, and grievous words cause anger. And it also states in Numbers in the Bible that God does not like when a person complains. And on Wednesday night, you are doing nothing about complaining this and complaining that. It's time for the blame game to stop and for the UDP and the PPM to unite and fix the problem of this country. Taxation might be an answer, yes or no, but everybody needs to come together as one and fix this problem. There are other suggestions that were made. Questions were asked as to what other suggestions were made. Up to now, I haven't heard one question answered into regards what other suggestions were made. What is it, Mr. Premier? Are you afraid to answer the questions? I'm still waiting for that question to be answered, and I have yet to hear that question to be answered. I'm leaving that one for you to answer, Mr. Premier. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A little else needs to be said, but there's more to be said. So we're going to keep taking comments, questions, and make sure people's voices get a chance to get heard. Thanks, Shara.